We're swirling, swirling, swirling. Swirling, swirling, swirling. Welcome, everybody. It is Wine and Three Live. I'm waiting for Emmanuel. We have him coming soon. It is a hot, sweltering day in New England. Definitely a pool day. Definitely a day for day drinking or refreshing drinking. There he is. Let's get him in here. There he is.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
How you doing, Emmanuel?
I'm well. I'm well. How are you?
Your growth is coming in.
Yeah, it comes in quick. How you been?
Good. It was a hot day today.
It's still hot. It's still hot out here.
It's still hot. The humidity has been actually pretty bad lately.
Yeah, the humidity, for sure.
Yeah. Usually in New England, you get like 1 week of bad humidity, and then that's it. This year has been like everything else, it's been a mess. So that's all right.
Well, you take what you can get. You know what I mean? It's New England. You know, it's just the weather.
Yeah. Exactly. Just to get started, hello everybody. I am Pete, founder of North Shore Nosh and some other Nosh entities, where we focus on food, beer, and wine. We are enthusiasts. I also cook and make a lot of these things myself. Emmanuel Montevecchi is my wine guy at Total Wine in Danvers. There he is. And he's been recommending two wines every 2 weeks that we try and taste together, talk about certain characteristics, the families, the regions, the grapes. And hopefully you guys are learning something while we're doing this. And we're also focusing on wines that are sub, $25. So you're going to get some tremendous value. So we're going to jump right into this. Last week, we wandered into Sauvignon Blancs, which are kind of a summer white. And Manuel's got more of an expertise in Spanish white. And so he recommended some Spanish whites for this week. So I'm going to leave this up to Emmanuel, and then I'll jump in. But again, we're going to talk about, we have 3 questions and more, and we're going to be ranting and raving later on. So enjoy the show.
All right, Pete. Thank you, sir. So the Spanish Sauvignon Blancs, the two that I chose for this segment, I think a lot of value for sure. Meaning you get quality in the wine and great price points. I'm talking under $10. Okay.
Yeah.
So for this one here,
which one?
That's the one from Ruda.
Rueda? Is that?
Yeah, it's Ruda.
Ruda. Okay.
Ruda. Yeah.
My Spanish is better than my French, but.
Yeah, so French I
okay.
do pretty well with, but Spanish, I excel at Spanish for the most part. So,
yeah.
Having some background, being Argentinian. So I've never had this wine.
Yeah.
But this one here, Ruda, they're known for their whites, the area in Spain. I try to get that map up, that when we posted it for this segment, so you can kind of
I did see that. I actually I found a map myself.
Cool.
There it is. There's a Weta right there, where my pinky is. Yeah. That's kind of in the northwest. That's the northwest of Spain, near Portugal. Okay.
Exactly.
Got it.
So,
all right.
That area is really known for Verdejo. Verdejo is another grape that's real prolific in that area. But this wine, as we know, is a different white varietal. It's a Sauvignon Blanc featuring. But on a side note, I just figured people might want to check out wines. Just if they're looking for a different varietal, Verdejo out of Ruda, you can get a nice quality and low cost wine. So moving on.
Verdejo is primarily grown in that region of Spain as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay.
And then moving to our other wine, our other Sauvignon Blanc from Spain.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go, Pete. Talma.
The Talma. Yeah.
Okay. So this has got
Yes.
a little more fancy label, as you can see. It's got like an abstract little, some artwork there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. It's it catches your attention.
Sure does.
That wine there is from Humila. Humila, which Humila is known for their reds, for Monestral, especially that great Monestral, which
That's
is
right.
for your French wine drinkers. That's Mouvedre. So that's Monestral is. For example, you got some big time producers coming out of Humila, like Bodegas El Nido. Bodegas El Nido have a fine, more expensive red wine. But this one, as I said, they're not known for white wines, but this one really is attractive to me. This one has really excited me. I had this probably about maybe, 8 months ago or so. So I already have, I had a preview of it.
All right. And for folks, we're talking about Humila, which is down in these purple areas right around here, I think, right there. That's north of, I'm actually south of Valencia, north of Murcia. Very hot down there. So it's an interesting, it's going to be an interesting taste, I could say that. So.
For sure.
All right.
Now, just putting it out, the Talma, we're looking at $7. That's a $7 price point.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. And if anyone thinks we're lying, I have my invoice right here. I don't know if you could see the $7.99. There you go. I'm not fooling around, folks. That's a good deal.
So, I think that these two wines are probably the least cost for all the wines that we've done so far in our segments.
Yeah.
These two here.
Definitely. Exactly. All right, so let's, what do you want to do? Rueda? You want to jump into that one?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. This should be warmed up by now at this point. That's a nice, light golden, not totally straw. I like it.
Okay. You continue, Pete. I'll be right there. I'm
all right.
a little prop thing.
That's fine. That's fine. He's got a prop. I'll talk Rueda. Rueda or Verdejo is known for being herbaceous, high acidity, lime, honeydew, grapefruit, fennel, white peach on the nose of the bouquet. And it's got medium acidity, very low body, so it's going to be quite refreshing on days like this, where you're talking mid-80s and high humidity. And as we mentioned before, Verdejo is mostly made in this region of Spain. There's no other really prominent growing areas outside of that region that grow this grape. So, all right. I'm swirling, having a little fun with this. So
there you go.
I'm getting better at this, All right.
Practice.
Yeah. Definitely getting a honeydew.
Yeah. No doubt of that. That's.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And some sort of grassy. I can't pick up on that one, but almost like it's not floral. It's grassy. I can't think of it. It's like a vegetable almost. It's grass basically. It smells a little bit like grass.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, a little bit.
Grassy.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to have an herbaceous. They're known for herbaceous, right? So I don't know if herb grass is herbaceous, but basically, I don't smell any other herbs besides that. Smells very nice, very inviting, I guess is probably the right word.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's give this a try.
All right.
Oh, the acidity's there. Boom. medium acidity, but it's good. It's
Mm-hmm.
not off. Um,
It's not
no
overwhelming.
body at all. How's that?
It's not overwhelming.
No, no, not at all. Smell a little bit of beeswax here. Not much of a finish at all. I mean, other than the acidity, but that's it. Um, and now, is this wine, it's a Sauvignon Blanc blend, right?
I believe so. It doesn't
Doesn't say on it,
it
right?
doesn't say it doesn't say what else is in what other grape is involved. So that's
Yeah,
why.
yeah,
I mean, I'm
yeah.
curious if it's the Verdejo, because I mean that's so prominent in that area. That might be involved, a small percentage of it. But
Well, yeah, because they labeled it Sauvignon Blanc, right? So they're to label it. I don't know what Spanish labeling laws are, but if you're going to label it something Sauvignon Blanc, it's got to be what over 70% of the grape in that bottle, correct?
right, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so that might explain the acidity here. I don't know if you're tasting it, but you
Yeah,
know,
I get it. There's acidity, a touch of acidity. It's not. I think it's a little underwhelming.
yeah, it's not. I think it's. I think it goes well with this warm. I feel I'm refreshed right drinking this. I actually like it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's very refreshing. It's nice on a hot day like today, humid.
Yeah. I, you know what? I guess I'm gonna like fine tune my descriptor. This is like an almost overripe honeydew. Almost.
Okay,
Like
almost.
like a day before you got to throw it out.
It's
Like
it's at the brink. It's almost at the brink.
I got to get better at these descriptors, but at least give
Uh,
people an idea what I'm smelling.
you're, you're doing fine, Pete.
Yeah, I don't smell any grapefruit. None of that. No
Nope.
peach. Peach is more of a subtle smell.
So what else are you
Grass on the
What else
top
are you
end,
tasting?
definitely.
What else are you tasting, Pete?
Well, I'm just smelling it in terms of smell. Just the grass, the honeydew still keeps coming through. I really don't pick up anything else. I don't know. Can't smell on either side of my nose anyway.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not catching up anything else unless you catch something else, but I don't.
no, I don't think it's. I mean, the bouquet it offers very minimal, but I think on the palate it's very refreshing, as we said, and
Mm.
it quenches the thirst a little bit, you know.
Yeah, and I think it's a lower alcohol, which is good. Um, it's probably a 12 or 13, I think.
13.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're at 13 with this one.
right, right. Um,
That's this one here, folks. Just to put it back out there.
yep.
You see
Oh,
that?
yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, folks. I gotta show you what I'm drinking here, but yep, here we go. But you can see this label isn't anything to be crowing home about. It's just sort of like there. Um, sort of like those '90s wines, and they just slap on something. But again, for the price, I think this is pretty decent. All right, so now let's go move on to Altama.
Palmer.
I'm going to show this
All
to
right.
people. This is that pretty label, folks. This comes from Humida region. This is a Sauvignon Blanc as well. And we got here, see, that's the new one. This is the old one. They're pretty close in terms of their color. I'm going to wax cleanse my palate a bit, but.
So
All right.
Humila is
Swirling. We swirling.
you literary types. You literary types.
What's that?
Humila is well, I'm saying for the literary types. Humila is in that area of we're talking Don Quixote territory. You know what I mean? In La Mancha.
Oh, okay.
La Mancha, in that area.
Ah,
is who wrote the you know wrote
All
Don
right.
Quixote?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Don Quixote, Tilting at Windmills.
That's right, windmills.
All right, you ready for this one? This is my descriptor.
Go with it.
Fresh cat litter. It's
That's
got
not
a
cat
clay.
pee. It's not cat pee. I've heard
It could be cat pee. We're close. Well, I had cats, so I know that smell.
Okay, you know it better than I. Yeah, I'm not a big fan
Yeah.
of cats, so
All
yeah.
right,
This
I
has
know,
got
folks. Don't worry about these smells because sometimes these smells will distract you.
that's it. That's right.
They will.
Yeah, it's definitely got some funk. Is for lack of a
It's got
better
some funk.
descriptor. Yeah, there's something comes off there
Yeah,
that's a little bit not so sure what's happening. With the bouquet.
I'm getting a very hint of lime on the top end, but that's
Okay.
it. I
Yeah.
mean, a hint.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I get a little whiff, a touch.
Yeah, a little whiff. Other than that, it's the clay. It's clay. Clay. Well, the litter. When I say litter, folks, I use clay litter for the cats when I had them. But I know that smell. It's just so distinctive. You're just
Sure
like
it is.
it's almost close to cat pee, but no. See, like if there was pee in it, it would be more offensive to me. So,
Yes, yes, it would. Yeah.
no. All right. Well, here's a good thing, folks, is that if the wine guy can smell the same things I can smell, I'm actually in the same ballpark, which is good.
Yeah.
That means I'm getting better. All right, let's get past this stench of cat litter and try it.
Okay.
Wow. No acidity at all. I mean, nothing.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's just smooth. That's just you know what I mean, balanced.
Mm.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good,
This is
right?
good because I thought with the absence of the acidity, it would throw me off. But I think maybe this one's more balanced than that the Rueda.
Yeah, right. This is Monte Palma. That's the first one we had. Monte Palma.
Yeah. Yep. And then so from my reading, Palma. This is a fourth generation wine family. I think it's the Alseno Bodegas. They started in 1870. And you know what? I think this is pretty good. How much was this one? This one was
It's under $10.
$11.49. Look at that.
It's $11.49. I apologize. Yeah, that's right. But then the mix 6 brings it down to about
Yeah.
$10.49.
Well, folks, if you don't shop at Total Wine, which I'm fortunate, they just came in a couple of years ago. And before that, I was hitting the local wine shops. The only problem is the local wine shops have very limited space and don't have the variety that Total Wine has. The beauty thing about Total Wine is that when you buy 6 bottles of wine, you actually get probably $1 to $2 off a bottle.
Yeah, it's about $1. Like 10%. Like a 10%.
Yeah, it's a 10% saving. So, Emmanuel turned me and my wife on to this Chardonnay called Thousand Lives. It's from Argentina. It's great. It's turned into our house Chardonnay, $6.99. So whenever Emmanuel recommends, some of these higher priced wines, I'll fill out the 6 with the Thousand Lives. For $6.99,
yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, why not? Why not?
Why not? It's cheaper than a pizza. But again, this is a very, I'm surprised with this one. I really am. I was expecting like that Sauvignon Blanc, but. Well, because I think from what I read, I think this might be 100% Sauvignon Blanc. There's not a blend here.
Yeah, it's
If I'm not
100%.
mistaken. Yeah. And you would expect with Sauvignon Blanc to be very high acidity. I don't know how they ratcheted that down. I don't know in terms of the climate, if that has something to do with it, or how they store it in terms of stainless steel. There's not a lot of oak here. There's no oakiness here from what I can ascertain, but
No, I don't taste any oak either.
mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, there's no body, no acidity, but it really flows well down, I guess is probably the right term for it. This is a very interesting wine, Emmanuel. I think I've had this one before, like last year or something like that, when I was exploring the Rueda region. Very good. It's a tremendous value. I wish Jen from Divine Diary was joining us. She'd be drooling over this one, but
Oh, is that right?
we'll post it up later for her.
Yeah, I know.
That's
like
good.
I said, when I first had it many months ago, it kind of blew me away a little bit just because of the price. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
and then if you're having a party, I mean, I know things are different now, you know, with how we conduct things like that. But in the future,
Yep.
her sister was getting married, and she wanted to make a sangria, and she wanted to use a white.
Yep.
She wanted to make a white sangria, and guess what I recommended? I recommended Talma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're gonna blend.
Yeah.
You're gonna blend the wine anyway. You're gonna blend it, so
Yeah.
it's a good wine on its own. You know.
You know what? This was that first one. This is the Rueda.
Yeah.
And now I am actually now gravitating to that Talma. That is, I'm surprised. How many surprises do I have in my life left? But I mean, that's a surprise. I didn't expect that. And with that smell too. That was the other thing, is that smell is putrid.
That's what
It's
life's
almost
about.
like the peaty scotch that you and I talked about, right? Like some Lafrogue or something like that, where you just like you put your nose and you're like, whoa, bitter beer face, or like, like, it just even colder. I mean, the one I had was a little warm. This one's been chilled a little bit. Even colder. I like it. I'm still looking for something wrong with it, but other than the smell. But that's just very interesting. And considering where that's grown, I'm not a grape grower, but with high heat, it's hot down there. Southern Spain is, I mean, normal Spain is hot because of the climate, but when you're getting down to the coast, it's steamy hot, and they're inland too. They're not like on the coast. So I don't know how they got that Sauvignon Blanc. I imagine they put it in stainless steel for the fermentation, but
yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, but I mean that's pretty decent. What was I was reading? Yeah, so and I don't know what this classification is. Like I know that I don't even think it has a classification. Like I know it's got the region, obviously. There we go. I got it. It's Jumia. It's actually, they didn't say what it is, but my Spanish is better than my French, folks, but bear with me. My denominación de origen protegida, I think is how you say that.
Yeah, protegida. Yeah, so it's the DOP. The DOP, right?
Okay. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, so it has it has a classification. It's something that it's identified that way. So
yeah. So again, I'm learning like others that watch this, but basically in Spain, from what I get, there's 3 classifications. There's DOP, which we just discussed. There's 3 little sub things in here, which is Vino de Pago, which is single vineyard wines, which is only 15 of them in Spain. There's a DOC and a DOQ. That's the next level. That's not next level, but there's only Rioja and Priorat are the only two in that classification. And then there's DO, or I guess the Denominación Origen. There's 79 regions of that classification. And then the next tier down is called IGP. I didn't remember that. Maybe you can pitch in, and then the last tier is called Vino, which is basically table wine.
Right.
And so these guys are clearly in the top tier for the Tama. I don't know about Rueda. I haven't even looked at the label.
No, I think Rueda doesn't have the same.
I think it's a DO. Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, it's basically a DO, which is in that kind of that high tier, but kind of the lowest low tier, I guess. I don't know how you want to call it, but that's a problem with folks with these wines. They're very confusing. Each country's got its own classification system. As you can imagine, there's standards, right? So, we talked about this before with labeling and so forth. And, in the United States, when they say, Sauvignon Blanc, that means I think over 60% or 70% has to be Sauvignon Blanc. The rest can be a mix. Each country's different. They try to protect their regions. Like you can't, in the United States, you can't say something's from Napa when it's really not from Napa. Or it has to be predominantly from Napa. Each country's a little confusing. There's a little bit of a whiteboard you'd have to write out to figure them all out. But in Spain, obviously these three tiers, but this Tama is at the DOP level. And then the Rueda is below, which is the DO, 79 regions. So, but again, both wines are pretty decent, but you know what? I like this Tama. I really do. Yep, let's just show that Tama. That, you know what? And that label, again, for marketing, looks really good. It's well done,
For sure.
It's sort of inviting, like sit on the patio, have some Tama with me, have some cheese and crackers, go with it. But, yeah, that clay litter. Oh my God, that clay is still there. It's okay, folks.
I think it's dissipating a little bit. It's not.
It is
dissipating.
You're right. It is. You're right. It's dissipating a little bit, but it's still there. I can smell it. Boom. But again, that's another wine that I've tried. Another wine, same aroma, same clay, gravel, like in your face. But when you tasted it, it was very nice. It went well, balanced, very balanced.
Yeah, it's a little crisp. It's got a little, it's crisp on the palate a little bit. But yeah, you like it a lot. I can tell. It's very balanced.
Oh, it's for Sauvignon Blanc, that's pretty good, and the price is right. $11.99. Come on, I can't even buy a four.
Is this one?
Yeah.
The
Tama, yeah.
The Tama is a steal.
I'm sorry. The Tom is $7.99. The other one's $11.99.
Yeah.
I can't even buy a 4-pack of craft beer for less than $15 a 4-pack. So.
Oh yeah. Craft beer, we're talking a whole different market there. You know what I mean? You can't get a nice beer for, a 4-pack. Yeah, $7. That's not. There's one brewery that does do economical beer, but that's for another show. I'll bring it up on another show. Maybe we can get into beer sometime, because that's I know you're passionate about that. I'm very passionate about it. So
I am going to do a bid pretty soon coming up for some homebrew I'm going to make. I'm going to make a Kolsch. I'm going to do a raspberry Kolsch off of that too. But again,
I better get some then.
Yeah, I'll save you a growler. Right. I'm going to probably do a 20-gallon batch, but
perfect.
I'll have enough to share. So I lost my train of thought. Oh, okay, yeah. So with these wines, I decided to make a chicken Ballantine, which is basically a boned chicken that's basically rolled into like a log or a roast.
Okay.
With a spinach, bacon, garlic stuffing in the middle of the chicken. It's smoking. I have it smoked. So there's going to be a lot of different flavors. And I think this Tama, because how it's not the aroma, but the nice low body, no acidity. I think it's going to go well with that balancing. I think, and I don't know about this one, the Rowetta. No idea. I with this acidity,
Right.
it might work, it might not, but
No, it sounds delish. What you're talking about? That sounds delish.
yeah. And I'm going to do some grilled zucchini. I'm going to do I'm smoking potatoes with it. So there's going to be a lot of flavors playing around there. But with the chicken, the protein, I think this wine's going to go really well. I think both wines are fine. This again, it's the Tama that really good, really good. I'd love to see the Tama against maybe an Albarino and see how this.
Maybe we should do that. Maybe that's the next segment for us. In a couple weeks, we could do that. I'll get an Albarino.
Yeah. Well, we could do a wine fight. We could do a Tama versus an Albarino that you like. Again, folks, we do these things blind sometimes. So which is the really.
That sounds
so we'll do a blind taste.
Solid idea.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll talk about what we smell, what we see, and all that kind of stuff. But we won't know the wine we're drinking. We have no idea. And then we'll pick which one we would like a lot, and then we'll see which one wins. I mean, there's only two of us, but we could bring in more people as we get going along. But that might be fun.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be great. We did that one other time.
Yeah.
we did that with the Blue Wing, which was it was Rodney Strong. That was the cab.
Yep, that's right.
We did what was that other red that we did the blind with?
Yeah, I forget which one we did with that.
Wait, I remember now. It was Classified Cellar. Classified
That's
Cellar
right.
from Sonoma. I chose those two because they're both from Sonoma.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So they were kind of like mystery labels. You had no idea what you were drinking, really. Yeah, and folks, just so you know, every Friday night I post something on my Instagram feed, which is called Friday Night Wine Fight. Again, same concept that Manuel and I are talking about right now, which is it's blind tasting. We don't take notes. We don't scribble out things. We basically just taste the wine, and if we like it, we vote for it. And if we have a consensus, guess what? That's a champion of the table, and it carries over to the following week. So, same kind of concept that Manuel and I are talking about. We should do the Albarino versus this Tama. I'd be interesting to see the results. I think I love. I really love Albarinos.
All right, so then it's written in stone. Then that's what we'll figure out for next time.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know if we had any questions that we missed. I didn't see anybody post any questions. I think they're just watching this random rave here, but.
I see.
So we can maybe geek out a little bit, as you and I always do.
Yes.
Is there a punt? Yes, folks. There's a punt on the Tama, probably about a mid-thumb, punt. I think the one last week was really deep. Yep, exactly. I don't know if you can see that, folks. You see that indentation? Again, these aren't necessary anymore, but glass blowers a long time ago, they had this is just for them with the tool. But again, this is all for show now at this point in time in manufacturing glass. And then let's talk about this guy. Yeah, it's kind of a shorter punt, but not by much.
Yeah, it's very similar, I think.
Yeah, I think so. And in terms of wine size,
what do you got?
They're the same, tiny bit of shoulder. Again, I think, you know what? For the price, I actually am more impressed with this label now, because this is a very artistic, very attractive label. For what is it, $7.99? You think they'd come out with something like this, which is more of a, like my 15-year-old slapped some circles together with some different green and black.
It's not as creative. It's pretty simplistic.
Yeah, and we talk about label bias and so forth like that, but I mean, this one backs it up. This one's pretty good, but again, you're like, again, we're there's a lot of casual consumers that come in and they're just label driven, and they'll
Sure.
see this and they'll go, yeah. But if they see this and they'll be like, ooh, look at that, that looks nice. They're actually gonna be really happy with this. I mean, again, let the marketing folks debate that all they want, but that's a nice label for that price of bottle of wine.
Right.
I
And
really
I don't
like
know
that.
about, yeah, absolutely, Pete. And I don't know about, think about it, people. I mean, would you rather pay for a quality wine, or you want to pay for the label? You're not drinking the label. You're drinking what's in the
Yeah,
bottle. So,
yeah,
you know, think
yeah.
of it that way. I
Well,
mean,
well, here's the thing with with whites, right? You're not decanting, right? So you basically are going to have
right.
this on the table. Looks really nice on the table. It's got some neutral colors. It has a lot of different colors, so it's going to match your table. Again, if you're into table settings and tablecloth,
Yeah,
and
no, for sure.
it's going to really look nice on your table. Again, I'm very impressed with this one. I really am. This is a good one. I am
I'm
keeping it.
glad. I'm glad you're happy. You're happy about this one.
I am happy about it. I'm going to keep an
It's good.
inventory.
It's good.
I'm going to keep an inventory of all our wine in threes, and I know which wines really jumped out at me. I know I'm going to tick this one off. But folks, I think you can't go wrong with this. $7.99, a pretty label. If you're into the labels, obviously we talk about labels here. We're geeking out, but again, the smell's going to throw you off a little bit. Again, look like spilled. All right, but when you taste it, mm, nice, low body, no acidity, very refreshing, great for the summer, especially a day like this, New England. Here it's about 85 degrees and it's humid.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I don't know, I forget I don't know what the alcohol is on the Tarma, but it should be 12 or 13.
Yeah, it's like 12 and a half, I believe.
Yeah, so
12. Yeah, 12.
you could squeeze out a couple little glasses of wine and you're not going to be hurting yourself, which is good. But again, very good recommendation, Emmanuel.
You're welcome, sir. I thought I was gonna, with this one, I thought it was gonna get to you. I didn't know
Yeah,
how much it was, but I knew when I had to
yeah,
tell him many months ago. I said this is a good wine, and I've talked to some of my other, some of the other colleagues of mine. They all like
yeah,
this wine, but I was really one of the first ones to kind of like push it and talk about it
yeah,
with people and talk about it in reference to sangria. Because once
yep,
again, that's the other piece too. It would be great with the sangria too. You know what I mean? You could have it by itself, or you could have
yeah,
it in the sangria. Because now it's kind of sangria weather,
yeah.
sangria
Well,
time.
you're right, because I think with the sangria, you don't want you don't really want a complex wine, because if you do, you're gonna screw it up. And I
Right.
think this wine would go great as a sangria, because you're gonna be adding either brandy or some fortified wine anyway to it, along with
Exactly.
fruit, and all those other flavors are gonna come into the party. And if you had something a little bit more acidic like this other one, the Reda, yeah, I don't know if that's going to work. This will work great, I think. And I know your wife is into sangria, so I think she should make some out of this. But
Yeah, no, absolutely, Gabrielle. Yeah, she most definitely will like this wine. I
yeah,
mean, I think anyway, for any Sauvignon Blanc drinker, like, I don't like to mention names necessarily, but like, we talked about Kim Crawford last segment a couple weeks ago. We had that
yep,
Erica wine.
that's
Now
right.
this one's different. This one's different, but it's still, it's very drinkable. It's very approachable. And you're not
Hmm.
paying, the Erica wine is $22.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, 22. I mean, 22 versus 8. Yeah, it's a big difference, but 22 is still reasonable in my view. But
Oh, absolutely, it's reasonable.
yeah,
But we're talking about, like I said, we're talking about great value and low cost.
that's right.
It's
Right.
that's a layup with this one, Talma.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Again, it is amazing to me how many great wines that you and I have tried that are sub 25, and you're just like, wow, why wouldn't I buy a case of this stuff? Like, or do I splurge for $100, Bordeaux, where I can just get a bunch of this stuff? I mean, oh my goodness, it's it is eye opening, and I think people they need to experiment. I know we have our favorites. I talked about the Thousand Lives, which has been sort of our favorite, but now and then it's nice to try all these different bottles and see what else is out there, because you're really putting yourself in a box. You know, because it's like, well, I love Talma. I'm going to drink Talma all the time, and it's like, well, that's great, you like it, but why don't you try some other stuff? You're going to be surprised. There's going to be some good stuff out there. So.
Oh, for sure. And
Yeah.
I see there, Gabrielle. I see what you're putting on. Yeah, you can put plums. She puts plums in sangria. That's pretty cool. For sure.
All right, so I do oranges, bananas. I do bananas and I do apples.
Okay.
Yeah, and I haven't done the plums, but I kind of throw it. I kind of throw in what I have, like sitting around. But
yeah, right.
So the last one I made, I did a little Grand Marnier, which is more of an orange liqueur.
Yeah, you can use triple sec or triple sec.
Triple sec, or I did a little bit of bourbon too, as well.
Oh, okay.
And that sangria was like, that was killer. Can't drink too many of those.
You got to take it slow and easy. Yeah,
true.
For sure.
We have to be responsible and make sure we can stand up at the end of the night. But oh my goodness. Bananas, that's right. That's right. You don't slice the bananas thin. You do kind of like this size, and then you slice them in half. That way it doesn't get mushy. Because you can have mush. If you don't watch it, the bananas will get mushy like those small ones, but they're actually pretty good. So, or you can do plantains if you can find plantains.
Okay, now you're talking.
Yeah. Oh, Grand Marnier French toast. Look at, she knows her Grand Marnier. That's good. She knows her sangria too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
So I wanted to put out on a kind of, it's related but unrelated. So, I've been crushing a lot of podcasts lately. And a friend of mine, I don't know if you know about this one, Pete, but a friend of mine told me about wine for normal people. Wine for normal people. That's what it's called. But I've got into it. My buddy told me out in Georgia. He told me, my buddy Josh told me about it many months ago. It's worth checking out. So I'm telling you, Pete, and I'm telling everyone else who's listening.
All right.
Or what have
wine
you.
for normal people. But who's normal anymore, right? I mean,
Right,
we're all kind of crazy. We're all kind of cuckoo anyway. I mean,
well, especially these times, these days.
Yeah, and the other thing is I can't even tell you what normal is anymore.
Well, it's the definition is changing. I think it's about adapting.
True. Exactly. You're right. 20 years ago, if someone said normal to me, I could give you a kind of a characterization of that. Now it's sort of like an open, very welcoming, obviously, and being respectful of other people and what they believe and who they like and their gender and their, affiliations and so forth. It's like, I think that's more refreshing and it's more inclusive.
Yes.
You couldn't say what normal is. I don't know what that really means.
Well,
who knows?
It's boring. Normal's boring anyway. You know what I mean? You need to be different. You need to be unique. Be who you are. There's only one you, and that's who you should be. The person you are.
Yeah, love yourself. Love yourself. Be proud of yourself. Don't try to be somebody you're not. I think that's really important. I think when you recognize your weaknesses, your strengths, I think that makes you a much better person, and then you could relate that to others. I think that comes through too. I think it's genuine. I think when people are fake and I see some of these wine people on the YouTube, and I'm like, I could tell they're so fake. I'm just like, you've never really tasted wine, have you? At all, have you? Like you don't have an appreciation. It's like, yeah, you can go buy your $1,000 bottle of Bordeaux, but have you tried the other stuff? I mean, it's like, sounds to me you haven't.
Right. But, don't sleep on the Talma. That's what we're talking about, basically. I mean, we did a PCA there for everybody there. Hope people are listening. But this is the one that Pete's very enthusiastic about. Yeah. Which I actually thought I thought you were going to like it. I wasn't sure how much you were going to like it, but I figured you'd like it over the other one.
I thought I was going to like the Rueda. Because I liked the Verdejo grape. I really liked it. Yeah. I felt that Rueda was nice and zesty and a citrus, but I think they with the Sauvignon Blanc they toned it down, but they still kept the acidity. And I don't know. I again, surprised as usual, but that's fine. I'm here to be surprised. I like surprises.
Well, that's what life's about. Surprises.
Exactly.
Good surprises,
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah, exactly. And hopefully, my kids will watch this, and eventually, when they get old enough, they can start to appreciate wine.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't really, they can't really drink wine now, but they drink the grape juice, so they kind of get it. But that's Concord grapes; those aren't the normal
Right,
grapes.
right.
Exactly. So, well, I'm going to wrap this up because I don't really see any questions. Again, folks, we talked about Sauvignon Blanc. I'm going to show you all the bottles we've talked about. Manuel is kind enough to do some research, but he basically came up with these bad boys. We have a Tama Sauvignon Blanc from Jumilla region in Spain, which is south of Valencia. And we have a Rueda Montepalma Sauvignon Blanc, again. We believe this Tama is basically 100% Sauvignon Blanc, and we believe this
Right.
one is probably 70, 60 a blend with Verdejo, which is a grape primarily grown in Spain. And again, Rueda is in northwest Spain, so that's a different climate versus the Jumilla. And in terms of wine value, I've showed the invoices, folks. I'm not lying. I bought these the other day. We got, 11.49 and 7.99. 11.99 for the Montepalma Rueda, and the Tama was 7.99. And I actually like the Tama.
And let me
And
just say, the Tama, not to interrupt you, sorry, Pete. The Tama actually went up in price. We've had it now for about a year and a half and went up in price. It was $6.99 when we first got it.
Oh, all right. I guess that dollar, I can't buy that Kit Kat at the checkout line.
Well,
But
you know what I mean? I mean, just when we first got it in, though, the price was unbelievable. You know what I mean? When we first had
Yeah.
it. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's, again, folks, you are going to be amazed when you try some of these low-priced wines, and you just don't have to break the bank to do it. And you could buy more than one bottle. That's the other thing, is you could buy 6 bottles for, $40.
Right.
And it's good quality. It tastes great. Again, the nose was a little off-putting to me with the litter, but some people might pick up different smells because, my nose is going to be different than your nose or anyone else's. So, folks, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I don't know if Manuel wants to wrap up as well, but I'll leave the floor to him, and then we'll close the session. So.
Oh, no. So, Pete, what I just wanted to say is that, once again, the main focus is integral to what we're doing here with our live Instagram pieces, is low cost, we're getting good value, I mean, if you come and see me, things have kind of just, changed somewhat, less restrictive. I can let you know, I have in my head right now about 20 different wines that are like $10 and less, that are quality wines.
Yep.
And next time we'll do the Albarino, and we'll do the blind one with the Talma.
Yeah.
We'll see how things go there.
Exactly. So, and just to wrap some things up, there's some big changes coming in North Shore Nosh. We're going to be doing some rebranding and relaunching in August. And with that, we're going to work on getting some of our viewers involved, where we're going to let them know the wines ahead of time. And if we can, we'll ship them the wines, or we'll work out some ways they can get the wines, and then they could taste it along with me and Emmanuel. That's not going to be for everybody. Obviously, it's a special feature we're going to have. And then maybe Emmanuel will do some private consultations. He does consultations all the time at the wine store. So
I do.
Again,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So, and we want you to go in. It's going to be safe. Wear your mask. Do whatever you need to do. Reasonable precautions. But again, don't be afraid to go out, folks. Again, as long as you have your mask, I think you're going to be fine. As long as no one's spitting on you and you're wiping in your eyes and your face, I think you're going to be fine. And again, with Total Wine, they have curbside delivery, which I've been using all the time for the last 3 months. But again, I like to wander in and see what's going on in terms of the other wines I pick. But again, please seek out Emmanuel. He knows his stuff. Obviously, he does with these 2 wines that he's picked. So we're going to see you guys in about 2 weeks. and then we'll come up with our blind tasting. And maybe for one of you lucky viewers or one of my followers, I'm going to tell you which wines we're going to drink, and then we'll go from there. Okay? All right.
Absolutely.
Eat, drink, savor, people.
All right, sir. Very nice.
All right. Bye now.
Bye-bye.